Welcome back everybody into another daily recap on our usual pairs gold, Bitcoin and EuroDollar. We're going to start with our main pair gold. We're going to see from our daily analysis actual movement of price. So as you can see, we started this morning around here. We were just reacting after this was the Asian session that brought price bearish into the range of the order block after yesterday's very, in my opinion, optimistic words. We still don't know if it's going to be the truth of or if the Fed is still just bluffing, but is still optimistic overall for the markets. We saw overnight this push, and now what we're going to see today is sort of liquidity grab around 1772.5 key level for price, then grabbing liquidity and order flow for sellers to push price. Now reacting at 1739 below these previous lows, showing very strong bearish action. Let's jump on the 1 minute. Very messy, but as you can see, we started this morning. Okay, this need to keep like this. Well, it's a very wide range, so will not be perfectly clear, but it's okay. So as you can see, we started coming from the Asian session, very slow volume, with some volume spiking in, of course, into pre-London. And during London session, what we found out was liquidity grab, the hourly making a lower wick, and then spiking up, grabbing liquidity, and breaking above this previous PSA, and also giving you a cleaner break and retest of this previous PSA on the left hand side. So you see break and retest, another break and retest towards all London session, giving you very bullish to revisit 72.5. We saw then some minor ranging, still below the order block, but still failing to break below these previous highs. So finding support around 12:13 or 6:13 a.m. Eastern. We got this news that you can see on the left hand side. The Chinese authorities are sort of worrying about the downfall of Evergrande Group, and you should know already that the stock markets, the equities markets are probably getting affected by it. So it gave sort of like 60 pips move, but from there just reacted back again, still failing to close below this previous lows, but still not giving convincing bullish action, as you can see. Prior to the news, which will be at 2:30, the US jobless claims, we were just ranging above the key level. The news came out here, and although the news itself was that the jobless claims rose to this level compared to this expected to 320,000 versus the previous week, which were above, even above expected, revised on the upside, which should be very bullish for gold, slash bearish for dollar. As you can see on here on the DXY, we got the regular reaction, we got the bearish weakening dollar due to this news, but on gold we saw that the order flow was very, very different. We got a break and a retest of this structure, giving you high risk, high reward sells, bias. Give you very, very break and retest below 1759. Give you a break and retest below 1759, 64 and 59.5 slash this previous price point as well. Continuation down, you can see whole New York session was very, very bearish with small pullbacks, but still very, very bearish, sorry. There you go. Okay, as you can see, failing to make new highs and giving you different opportunities from there. Oops, I deleted it. From there, as you can see, we are just in a range, still with low volume, still failing to make new highs, but still also failing to make new lows, until when now, as you can see, we can identify a very definite bearish structure and a break below 1747, giving you quick sells below 1739. So this was where the jobless claims. Okay, and let me give you entry. Okay. And this is it for gold. Let's jump now on Bitcoin, which I didn't look at all today. I was looking, as you can see, not a lot of volume. I was looking for a revisit, a retest of these previous lows. We fell short of like 200, 440 pips. So for 40 pips, 20 pips for the bounce expected, but as you can see, this buys above 44 played out for at least 95 pips, as you can see. Let's jump on the 1 minute to see if we have some much clearer price action. As you can see here, there you go. Very volatile, but indeed, as you can see, reactions and the previous at the PPLs bouncing from the key level was it 3100, which on this feed was not reached. Let me check. Yeah, very different feed. Okay. Yeah, I never reached it. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, so because this, okay, this was before my analysis. So that's it. As you can see, this was pre-analysis. When I wanted to actually test it was after my analysis. That was around here. So we had the bounce here and PPL to PPL, making its way up. Reacting, as you can see, at this previous PSA on the left hand side, creating a sort of order block, still failing to make new lows, and then continuation up. Bounce from the PPL, and then making new high. From there, you see a small correction of around 50 pips, PPL to PPL, again reacting this PSA slash PPL, making a double bottom at 43,750, and then another impulsive spike up. Down. And you can see. Now you see price ranging and moving between PPLs, reacting at this previous PSA on the left hand side. Here, still not making any moves up beyond this range, reacting perfectly to PPLs. And then they can identify a bearish trend because they are still making new lower highs and also new lower lows, which can give us the bearish short-term shift to take advantage of it, like 75 pips, PPL to PPL. So you can see, just ranging, yes, making new lows, but spike up above these previous lower highs, ranging. This shows to be very strong demand area, 43,500, and then we see again a spike up, still reacting at these previous highs. Remember how 44 flat and 44, this area is very strong supply area slash resistance. Creates an order block, a break and retest below, giving you short-term scalps. There you go, ranging again, but still on the, if you zoom out, you see that we are still reacting at this PSA. We are still failing to make definitely new lower lows. And then after last bounce from 43,800, we saw very aggressive spike bullish. We have a break and retest of this PSA on the left hand side, these previous highs, giving you medium risk entry, break and retest of PPLs, and then you see reaching new highs and making a double top. Double top being printed, yes, and since then we are ranging between levels, failing to make new lows. So as you can see, we were overall very bullish on gold, on Bitcoin. So skyward entry, medium risk entry, PPLs to PPLs, entry, and entry, as you can see, very bearish, very oof, bullish. Except from here, I would stop and break and retest for the block. Scalp means it is you can give it 10-15 pips and you have almost 1 to 3 or more risk to reward ratio, risk reward entry, SP analysis, even risk. See if you have entry. See, it's already 50 pips more, and this is see, about the PPL. And this is it for Bitcoin. Let's jump now on EuroDollar, risk currency versus safe haven. As you can see, we were making lower highs, lower lows, lower high, lower lows, lower high, a new lower low. We got a pullback, as you can see. And this morning we were expecting up, break and retest of this PSA, continuation up. This is what we got. And as you can see, we can still say that this is a lower low because we didn't break yet the previous low. Only the creation of new higher highs will then make a shift in market structure for EuroDollar. Let's jump on the 1 minute, as you can see. Very messy, but very bullish, as you can immediately see it. Let me just, where was this? 17,191. And there you go. You see how it managed to make reactions, managed to make break and retest on the dot for 13, 15 pips during London session, and a huge break and retest with 30 pips, taking advantage of the weakness of dollar. So starting from pre-London and pre-analysis, we are coming here towards my analysis where we are expecting price to move up. As you can see, we create a flat support at this PSA. Coming with London open, as you can see. London opening here at this bullish candle. We have a quick break and retest for like, this will be like 5 pips. 5 pips exactly. So not really something to take advantage of. Retest again of this PSA and price point, and later on towards we can clear it as break and retest as per analysis. Very short lived. You have then a rejection giving you a break and retest of this PSA on the downside, giving you much more space and pip advantage for like 11 pips, which is much better. From there you see some ranging, and then high risk high reward entries. I just want to check one thing, if okay, so these could have been taken as per pre-analysis. pre-planned analysis. You see what we see here is much more clear bullish trend. We break above the PSA. Of course, we are reacting at exactly these previous highs, but then we see that the break and retest is exactly on the dot for this PSA. Give you a nice quick scalp, then a correction, then you want to identify seller exhaustion, and then you see here another bounce to make like 13, 15 pips scalp above the pre-planned price sensitivity area. A deeper correction, as you can see here, below the PSA, still failing to make new lows, and then just creating another block prior to the New York jobless claims, which you already know on here. You already know that were bad for the US economy. Okay, and when they came out, giving dollar much more weakness, we got very nice spike up above the PSA, giving you a nice reaction at these exact same highs on the left hand side. Reaction, sort of double top, but still failing to make and break this PSA or even this previous order block highs. Very nice. It confirms that sellers are sourcing and the buyers are following the sentiment of dollar weakness, not like on gold. And from there you get your like 30, 40 pips move on the upside. Yeah, 30 pips with also break and retest of this previous PSA for some safer entries. We see a triple top failing to break this other PSA 1.1750, but still also the correction not giving you much more room. Yes, we get the break and retest of these previous lows, but still the sentiment is too strong bearish. You could actually point it out as a bearish structure, as we do always, we do on a regular basis. Okay, just give me a second. Because as you can see, failing to break, high risk high reward entry, break and retest, giving you safer entry. So we can consider it bearish structure, but the fundamental sentiment is too strong bearish for gold, for the dollar, due to the sentiment. Then we see exactly the reaction is previous PSA, again giving you much more clean price action. You don't want to fight this range when you have such clean price action, and from there you have just ranging till now. Yes, reacting and failing multiple times to break above this big PSA, and then correcting again this move over here. I want to highlight this as a very strong supply area. I will just point it out. This is, yeah, let me put it in red as per to be coherent with the other um, with my format. Okay, break and retest, and then continuation down, give you a risk reward and safer entries. Here, here, okay. So you have medium risk entry, medium risk entry, times 2. Medium risk entry, not even much because we have the fundamental reasons. Safer entry with sentiment confirmed, and the fly weakness safest above these previous highs. With entry, safer entry, entry, safer entry. Okay. There you go. And this is it also for EuroDollar. And see you guys next time.